Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, current energy, and immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages. I have the tarot deck already shuffled that we'll be jumping into, as well as the decks that I'll be using in the extended. Please remember, these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone. So do take what resonates to help your personal situation and leave what does not. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. All right, Scorpio. Let's start by looking at your recent past, because you have what do you need to release with the 10 of Wands. Your recent past, it feels pretty heavy. It feels like you've been weighed down by something. I don't know what that is, but I do feel like whatever it is, it's blocking you from your fulfillment, your happiness. I don't know if this is something that has existed like in your past that you're still holding on to, or if it's something that is currently still in your life. We will definitely get more on that when it comes to tarot, but I do feel like your recent past is about being weighed down by something, being burdened by something, because in your current energy, you have confidence is your key to success with the sun. This energy or this reading is a lot about your confidence. Now, the sun card is kind of saying, you know, talking about your happiness, your fulfillment. But I feel like you're having a hard time because of something. You're having a hard time fully tapping into like your power, you know, your power being knowing exactly who you are, exactly what you want, exactly where you're going, and aligning your actions and intentions with that, right? Sometimes when we're in, you know, relationships that don't serve us, or we're dealing with careers that weigh us down, or whatever the case is, we can block ourselves from our own happiness because so much of our movements, choices, and decisions are dictated by the unhappiness and unfulfillment that we feel through these situations. Now, in your immediate future, you have it's time to release negativity with the strength in reverse, because this is literally talking about how it's time to release whatever it is that's taking your confidence, whatever it is that is taking away your power. Again, I don't necessarily know what that is yet. We'll definitely get more as we dive into tarot, but I feel like your immediate future is about, you know, taking stock of the people, situations, and, you know, things in your life that you invest in, and deciding, you know, do these things align fully with who I am and who I want to become, or do they align more with my need for, like, well, that's not a good way to put that, or do they align more with the person I like used to be, or my complacency instead of like who it is that I'm becoming. But I feel like there's something specific that this reading is talking about. So, Scorpio, let's start by looking at your recent past, clarifying what do you need to release with the 10 of Wands. Recent past for Scorpio. One more. This is for Scorpio's recent past. Recent past for Scorpio, please. What do you need to release with the 10 of Wands? What was Scorpio dealing with in their recent past? Okay. You have the 7 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Devil in reverse, and the World. You know, this Ace of Pentacles to me is alluding to whatever the Sun is. This happiness, this fulfillment, this new beginning, this opportunity. And I feel like you've been struggling to bring this into reality. That's because there's a cycle that's blocking you with the World here. This Devil in reverse can be an energy of working through attachment or addiction in some way. And so what I'm getting at with all of these messages, especially with the 7 of Pentacles, is as you invest and closing out some cycle, which I feel like we'll get more information on. The opportunity, and possibly even multiple opportunities that you're looking for, will present themselves in your life. But it feels like, I mean, it's that whole saying, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. As we create our inner world and we create our inner environment, we get to watch that inner environment be reflected in our outer environment. But I feel like something is keeping you from being able to fully close this cycle, which is why you've maybe felt stuck or like you're running in place in a way. But let's get more. This is for Scorpio's recent past. Recent past for Scorpio. What was Scorpio dealing with in their recent past? 4 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. And I feel like that's this King of Cups right here. This feels like you. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. And then, yeah, because there's the Strength in reverse. Right there. If there's anything I've learned, and this relates to these messages, it's that the life that we want exists in the most uncomfortable places for us, meaning that if we want to manifest or attract the things into our life that we want and deserve, we have to be willing to embrace the unknown. And I feel like there's something that keeps you stuck because it's something that keeps you comfortable. And like, because then you have the Strength in reverse. Now, this is all happening in your recent past, but it's like it actually adds, it takes away from your power. It doesn't make you feel powerful or confident. It takes away from that. That's whatever is needing to be released. That's this 10 of Wands. But it keeps you from having to face the unknown. That's where that comfortability is coming from. So, okay. This is for Scorpio's recent past. Something doesn't necessarily make you happy, but it keeps you from the unknown. And in your recent, this is your recent past, but it's been, whatever it is, it's blocking you from the happiness and fulfillment and your purpose, like your purpose as to why you're here. Recent past for Scorpio. So there's the 10 of Pentacles. This is what you're trying to achieve. This is long-term fulfillment with the Hierophant in reverse. I want more on this message. More on this message, please. The 10 of Pentacles with the Hierophant in reverse. More on this message for Scorpio. So, okay, so this is talking about you and then the world, and then there's that Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Oh, and there's that Sun. Okay. So there's a need here to reframe the way that you look at what this long-term fulfillment looks like. Because you could have a very specific image of how you want things to go, of how you think things need to go in order for you to be happy. And sometimes when we limit ourselves, and again, this is all talking about your recent past, but I feel like it's affecting your current energy. Sometimes when we limit ourselves to seeing things with that narrow mindset, thinking that like if the universe doesn't have my back, therefore things have to play out this way, or go this specific way, because if they don't, then I'm never going to be happy. They have to, if this isn't the way that I'm going to be happy, then I'm never going to be happy. And that belief can get us stuck into believing that our happiness exists outside of us. And I feel like whatever's kind of going on and has been going on in your recent past has really been, you've been struggling with that belief, because I feel like things didn't work out or haven't worked out the way that you expected them to go. And it's not that things aren't working out for you. It's just that they're not working out the way that you thought they would. But that doesn't mean that they're not going exactly how they need to go to get you to a place of happiness and fulfillment. So I do feel like the Strength in Reverse card can also be like not just a lack of confidence in yourself, but lack of confidence in the universe. Now, we are the universe in motion, and oftentimes when we doubt the universe, we are doubting ourselves on some level. And I feel like, what it comes down to is needing to see that even though things aren't going your way, quote unquote, they're still going your way. It's just that you can't see the unknown. You can't see how things are going to turn out. And oftentimes when we look into the unknown, the way that we are going to look through it is through our lens of insecurity and fear. And so you're basically saying if things don't work out this way, it's going to be worst case scenario. And I feel like, that's very common and very natural to do. But the more that we do that, the less we allow the universe to work miracles in our life. And the more that we do tap into a higher level, energy to lean on with faith, the more that we open ourselves up to the fact that the universe is always supporting us. It's always guiding us. And though sometimes it doesn't feel like it, it is. And I do think that the more that you can tap into that, just the easier things are going to get for you. Because I do feel like you felt a little lost recently, Scorpio. Not that you are a lost soul or anything like that, but I just feel like you felt a little lost, like maybe not knowing what direction to take. Or if you have a certain direction that you are taking, then it's kind of just like, well, I don't exactly know when I'm going to get there or how I'm going to get there. And, honestly, the when and the how, that's none of your business. It's the universe's problem. Current energy for Scorpio, clarifying confidence is your key to success with the sun. Now, it's interesting, actually, because you have this new moon in Leo card, and then you have the sun in the strength. It's a lot of Leo energy. So you could have Leo in your chart. You're dealing with a Leo, maybe. Are dealing with one. Current energy for Scorpio. You don't have to be. It is just interesting that there's so much Leo energy in this. Current energy for Leo. Whoa, I just said for Leo. I'm sorry. Current energy for Scorpio. Seriously, I'm like drawn to this sun card right now. And it's like screaming Leo energy at me. Current energy for Scorpio. One more. This is for Scorpio's current energy. Okay. This is current energy for Scorpio. These cards are shuffling a little better now. Current energy for Scorpio, please. Okay. Six of Cups in reverse. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It's hard to believe the universe has our back when we've gone through so many things that makes it feel the other way around. But sometimes the universe, allows us to, for lack of a better term, like fall on our face, fall down, because the strength that it takes to get back up is the strength that allows you to kind of move to the next level. And such is life, right? But I feel like your past and probably a good majority of your past, Scorpio, is a lot of feeling very unsafe, unsecure, but unsafe. Like that's what's coming through. It's like maybe you grew up in a household that you never really felt like emotionally or physically safe in. And that doesn't even necessarily mean that your caretakers or your parents were like bad people. It just means that like, and they could have been, this is a general reading, but it could have just been like they were very absent emotionally, or, there was a transactional based love because your parents weren't aware, or your parents or caretakers weren't aware of how to give and receive love in a healthy way, right? So what you're actually dealing with, because remember, and I talk about this in every reading, but 95% of your movements, choices, and decisions come from your subconscious. Only 5% of the way that you interact with your reality is conscious. And those subconscious beliefs and those subconscious patterns are going to be a product of what you have experienced. So if you've experienced a lot of feeling very unsafe, your expectations are going to align with expecting to feel unsafe, which is why when you look into the unknown, it feels really scary. And that's why we have a tendency when we do not have that faith in the unknown, we have a tendency to again, going back to what I talked about in your recent past, limit ourselves to certain people, experiences, or situations that align with what we know to be true. So sometimes we can actually get ourselves stuck in these cycles, because these cycles, though they might be painful, so experiencing, like staying stuck in a very painful relationship, or experiencing different kinds of relationships that always seem to be painful, or pursuing careers that don't bring you fulfillment, or struggling financially. Like oftentimes we get ourselves stuck in those cycles because those cycles are familiar and they are predictable. And on a subconscious level, though they are painful, they do make us feel safe, because we can know exactly what those cycles are going to feel like and exactly what it's going to do to our reality. And so again, sometimes we have a tendency to stay stuck in situations that are painful. And I feel like that's what this 10 of Wands is, because they make us feel in a really backwards way safe, because they are predictable. But yet in the grand scheme of things, they might actually be contributing to our feelings of feeling unsafe, especially if you're dealing with like a toxic relationship or something like that. So I do feel like this goes a lot deeper than just like the surface of like, this is what's going on in your life, Scorpio, which typically are how, is how I read tarot. But, my goal for my readings is to really bring forward, what is really going on? What do you need to heal what is at the core of everything that you're dealing with, so that you don't have to continue to deal with this pain and this energy and this heaviness that I feel like you have for so long. Current energy for Scorpio. Current energy for Scorpio. One more. This is for Scorpio's current energy. This is for Scorpio's current energy, please. Empress in reverse. This is all in reverse. And then you have the 6 of Wands in reverse. This is a lot of not putting yourself first here, Scorpio, not choosing yourself. And I feel like a lot of that probably stems from the fact that you never really have before. And I had someone comment like this really long paragraph on one of my videos talking about like choosing yourself can be seen as selfish, and it shouldn't be your only intention to be happy and fulfilled. You should be here to take care of others. Okay, yes, to a certain extent, I do agree. But you can only help other people or give to this world to the extent that you give to yourself. We have limits as human beings. We do not have this unlimited amount of energy to give. We have an unlimited amount of love to give. But when we give out our energy to so many people that don't reciprocate it, a lot of times what that will do is that will drain you, where you're unable to then give back to yourself, and eventually you end up drained with nothing left to give. So it does come down to realizing that the more that you put yourself first, the more that you actually contribute to this world in a selfless way. It seems very selfish to prioritize yourself, but when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the truth of it, it's that it's actually very selfless, because the more that you give to yourself, the more you have to give to others. I just felt the need to mention that for some reason. I feel like maybe, Scorpio, you have a belief that it is selfish to put yourself first. Or maybe that stems from your past, where you never felt like you could. Maybe you grew up with a lot of siblings, or you just grew up in a household or in an environment where your needs didn't really matter. And if you spoke up about them, or if you mentioned them, or if you tried to make them a priority, you were probably shut down most of the time. So you've learned over time that your needs don't matter. And that doesn't mean that that you've done anything wrong. It just means that this is all about rewiring your brain to think more in alignment with where you want to go and what you want to be, what you want to have, which is this sun, right? You want to be happy. You want to be fulfilled. You want to be living the life of your dreams. And if you are not living the life of your dreams, it is because a part of you doesn't believe it is possible for whatever reason. And that, again, it's not your fault, right? Your trauma isn't your fault. It is, however, your responsibility to tap into what belief is affecting my reality and how can I do what I need to do to change that. Current energy for Scorpio. Current energy for Scorpio, please. There's that 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands with the 4 of Cups, and there's the Page of Wands with the Lovers in reverse. This is exactly what I was saying. This inner child energy on some level of you, and it feels like a learned behavior from when you were younger. It's like you've internalized that you're not deserving of more. But it's more than that. I want more on this 10 of Wands, because this is talking about that blockage. This is what you're holding on to. This is what you need to release. Clarifying this 10 of Wands for Scorpio's current energy. One more. This is the 10 of Wands for Scorpio's current energy. The Fool in reverse with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. And then the Ace of Swords. Okay. You've been carrying around this burden since you were a kid. For like your entire life, your entire adult life. You've been carrying around this burden of believing that lack is all there is for you. You know, maybe you look around at other people who have the relationship that you want, or the career that you want, or the financial abundance that you desire, and you say, like, maybe it makes you angry or jealous. And I'm not saying you're a jealous person, but just, you know, maybe you look around and you say, why can't I have that? Why not me? And it's because for some reason, from a young age, you were taught that like you weren't good enough, or you weren't capable enough, or you weren't deserving enough. And maybe it's because of your skin color. Maybe it's because of your, you know, how well you performed in school. Who knows? But it really does come down to this realization that you are more than what other people have told you you are. You are more than what your experiences have told you you are. You are more than what you think that you are because of how you've experienced your life so far. Now, that is some of the hardest energy to work through. So, you know, of course, this is such a heavy reading, but you've been carrying around this burden of not feeling good enough, of not feeling like you are capable of the life that you want to live, of the life that you deserve. And that has kept you from the new beginning that aligns with that life. And so I feel like it's been such a challenge for you to break out of that belief, which of course it has. All right. Let's start by looking at your immediate future. You have it's time to release negativity with the Strength in reverse. I mean, it's time to release that burden that you've been carrying, that negativity, that lack of confidence, that lack of faith. Immediate future for Scorpio, clarifying it's time to release negativity with the Strength in reverse. Immediate future for Scorpio. Immediate future for Scorpio, please. Okay, hang on. Give me just a second. This is for Scorpio's immediate future, please. All right, there we go. This is for Scorpio's immediate future, please. Clarifying it's time to release negativity with the Strength in reverse. Three of Swords in reverse, Four of Cups. Okay. You know, if you're ever going to release this burden, you have to go back to those times. It doesn't mean you have to relive them or anything like that, but you have to go back to those times when you did feel insufficient, when you did feel less than, or when your confidence was taken away from you. And you've got to extend a little bit more love to who you were at that time. Because maybe, I don't know, I just get this feeling that like you've held on to certain experiences and you've held on to the maybe even resentment towards yourself or the people who played a role in those experiences. And the more that you've done that, you've actually kept this burden. You've made this burden stronger. And maybe there's a need to forgive others. Someone else who was involved in this situation. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's a relationship that you've been holding on to for a long time. But I do feel, and sometimes, you know, I do these forgiveness, I have these messages of forgiveness, and it's like, why the hell would I forgive that person if they, you know, ruin my life or whatever the case is? And my answer is always that forgiveness is actually an act of self-love, more so than doing anything for anyone else, because that forgiveness, and you don't even have to forgive anyone to their face. You can forgive people through your own energy by saying, you know, I release my resentment and my negativity that I'm holding on to, because the more that you do, that's the hardest thing about it. The more that you hold on to resentment and negativity of how people have treated you, the more you will continue to expect that kind of treatment. Your expectations are the root of your results, and it just kind of spirals into this cycle of, you know, always expecting things to hurt and being right about that. And so I feel like your immediate future is it's a very healing energy. Now, not everyone's going to do the healing work, right? If the whole world was healing, then the world would be a much better place. But I do feel like if you choose to do it, you're going to get to wherever it is that you're trying to go. You're going to be able to attract whatever it is that you're wanting. You're going to be able to live that life that you know that you deserve and are angry that you're not there yet. Or that you have never even gotten close to it, or whatever the case is. Immediate future for Scorpio. Immediate future for Scorpio, clarifying it's time to release negativity with the Strength in reverse. Can I get more on this Page of Pentacles? Queen of Cups and Devil in reverse. So that's okay. So that's the thing. I just talked a lot about how we have a tendency to hold on to things that aren't good for us, or paths that aren't, or pursue paths that aren't good for us, because on a deep level, they make us feel safe because they're predictable, right? Well, in order to release your attachment to needing things to go your way and tap into more of that faith, the healing is necessary. And that healing, and that's why like a lot of people miss that when we talk about the manifestation journey, is they look at it from a place of, oh, I just got to affirm, just positive thinking. And though that's a fantastic tool, that's like a band-aid over deep core wounds that are needing to be addressed, that are keeping you from being able to manifest and create the life that you want. So positive thinking, positive affirmations, gratitude, all of that stuff is amazing, and they're wonderful, wonderful tools. But you've got to get down to the nitty-gritty reasons as to why you've been taught throughout your experiences that you aren't deserving of the things that you want into this life. Because again, if you are not living the life of your dreams, it is because a part of you doesn't believe it's possible. So I feel like your immediate future is about bringing that into your awareness. You don't have to have it figured out all at once. You don't have to know how to heal everything. You don't have to know exactly what to do. But the first step to any kind of healing process is bringing it into your awareness. Because when you can start to bring these certain things into your awareness, the way that you speak to yourself, the recurring thoughts that you have, the way that those have become beliefs about your reality. How do you expect your day is going to go? What are the primary emotions that run your life? Do you experience more joy than you do stress, or are you always kind of worried about what's going to happen next? Start to bring into your awareness the way that these deep-rooted beliefs are affecting your reality. Because if you're just trying to survive all the time, you're never going to be able to build, because of course you're just trying to survive. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, I'm not saying that you're in the wrong place or you're doing the wrong thing, but you don't want to or have to be in survival mode forever. But you have to get down and heal those wounds that have created this belief that you do have to survive and that you are not here to thrive. And so there's so many layers to this reading, but I feel like the way that it's coming together is like, I'm not the reader that's like, oh, this is what happened and this is what is going to happen in your immediate future, because first and foremost, you have so much more control over what happens to you than you give yourself credit for. And so just sitting here saying, oh, this is what's going to happen, is going to lead you to thinking that's just what's going to happen and you have no control over that. So I want to focus, and what I try to focus is more on, what do you need to focus on? What do you need to do? How do you need to approach it? Because again, my intention for my reading is the messages of highest truth and compassion, so that what you need to know right now, so that you can move forward in alignment with your higher self. And your higher self is going to guide you to the fulfillment that you're searching for. And so the more that you can take, this healing and apply it to your life, the more that you will start to watch that the things that you're wanting outside of yourself, because remember, as above, so below, as within, so without, that your outside world will start to align with your inside world. But you have to work on that inside world first. And if you have been, then that's fantastic. You can be confident in the fact that you're doing the work. And if you feel like you've done all this work and your life hasn't changed yet, start asking for the guidance, because per the law of attraction, you can think and pray and dream all you want, but you also have to take those steps. And sometimes that's the scariest part. All right, immediate future for Scorpio. One last card for Scorpio's immediate future. I'm not going to lie, guys. I've really enjoyed this reading. Ooh. There's that Ace of Swords. I feel like there's a breakthrough coming, Scorpio. There is. What is this Ace of Swords talking about? There's a breakthrough coming for you, Scorpio. I feel like it's like if you do this healing. Clarifying this Ace of Swords. Clarifying this Ace of Swords. Look at that. The Ace of Pentacles and the Lovers in reverse. So we talked about this Ace of Pentacles and the Sun. It's like a breakthrough, realizing how you see how you're not deserving of what it is that you want to create, of this Ace of Pentacles, this opportunity to be happy, to be fulfilled, to be living the life of your dreams. So there's a pretty big breakthrough coming in if you're open to it. My advice is set your intention and ask for guidance. You don't need to ask for guidance from a certain God or from the universe, or you can ask for your higher self or guides or angels or whoever it is, the spiritual connection of your own understanding. The more that you ask for guidance through that energy, the more that you will start to open yourself up to that guidance. And that there is always guidance. The universe is always guiding us, but sometimes we can't hear it over all the chatter and the loudness that exists in our brain. So, all right, Scorpio. Wow, what a cool reading. I feel like it's a very hopeful reading. It's a very heavy reading, but I really like the way the messages came through. Okay, I'm going to hop on over to the extended, but first, I want to announce something. I posted a video on this on Sunday. I was trying to remember what day I posted the video, because it's what day Scorpio released, which is Saturday. So the previous Sunday, I released a video talking about how, in my readings, we talk a lot about these higher level topics. We talk a lot about the 95% of you and how your beliefs affect your reality and how to step into your power and all of that. But I feel like we don't focus so much on like the day-to-day, like how to implement these things into your life. I mean, it would be hard to do it all at once. And my focus really is to look at that higher level view, because I think that can bring a lot of understanding and clarity to a situation. But my friend / mentor / spiritual confidant is putting on a summer series workshop talking all about how to step into your power and create the life of your dreams. It's 4 different sessions throughout the summer, and it really is focusing on what the things that you need to do, understanding your power, looking at what takes away your power, how to not let things take away your power, how to really truly start to create the life that you know you're deserving of. It is $20 for all 4 sessions that you pay at the time of registration. If you are interested in that, I'm going to be in it. She is a fantastic holistic coach, and she has helped me through so many things in my life. And I've really only known her for a short period of time, but in that short period of time, I was like, oh my gosh, I was absolutely guided to you, because she has helped me so much. And she runs her own holistic wellness, or her own holistic coaching practice. And so she's putting this on, and I'm going to be in it because I think there's a lot of good information that I can get from it. Any information on this is in the description box of that announcement video that I made, which is in the link, the link to that is in the description box below. So if you have any question, that it details everything that's happening in the workshop, all the dates that it's happening, how to register, all of that, her contact information in case you want to reach out to her. If you are outside of the US, or you don't think that you'll be able to make one or a couple of the days that the workshop is happening, that's not a problem at all. The sessions will be recorded and sent out at the end. So if that is something you're interested in, I really do hope to see you guys there. I think that it will be really beneficial, and I'm excited for it. All right, Scorpio, thank you so much, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Bye, Scorpio.